Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy walkthrough. Before I start or move on and get into the next battle, I want to do a really quick review on a couple of things that are available right now. So a ton of new sundries are available. I've already bought everything, but I believe there was I think there was another Medal of Bravery. There was a silver, leather, oak, crystal. Basically, I don't know if this is one of each. I think this is one of each of the weapon upgrade items. So definitely pick that up. I upgraded a ton of people's stuff. There was also another Quietus Point. And then a couple of new actual abilities, like Quietus abilities. Restore is new, but I believe here. So yeah, and Revitalize. So Revitalize says revive a fallen ally with 25% HP. That's kind of nuts. And then Restore, which is even better. That's an upgrade over Revitalize. It's kind of funny that they add those at the same. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the wrong one. Not Restore. Restore is the old one. Rejuvenate. Revive a fallen ally with full HP. That requires 4 QP though, and I mean honestly, like if you've let somebody die, as well, whatever. If you're playing on hard mode, it's pretty easy for that to happen. But I'm going with perfect battles, so these won't be useful at all to me, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a shame, but. Hidden Reserves is kind of interesting as well. 3 QP to switch out one of your party members. I don't know, maybe that's useful, but it kind of feels like 3 QP to use on somebody that you probably should have. I mean, you probably should have done a little bit better job of selecting your initial party members. Who knows? Maybe there's some use for this, but I'm not quite sure yet. That might be it for those. I think there was a bunch of these new records or whatever you want to call those. So keep that in mind too. Let me just see here. I'm sure some of those are in the War Chronicle. Let's check notes. Nope, that's not new. Beagle's Nature Records Part 1. This definitely is. The plains of Glenbrook, which spread across the center of the realm, are a fertile area enriched by the river's waters. The central area has been, excuse me. The central area has been cleared away and established as the breadbasket of Norzelia, known for its bountiful grain harvests. To the south lies a vast forest, wherein tigers are rumored to roam. There are a number of Glenbrook legends regarding kings and warriors who hunted these beasts, which likely came from a time when that forest covered more of the plains. Hawks are also known to inhabit various areas across the plains. Their shrewd conduct and gallant figure is known to all who live in the area, and they are beloved by the kingdom's people as a symbol of strength and pride. The hawk upon House Wolfort's crest is a perfect example of that adoration. Alright, I don't like that okay, we'll go from the bottom to top. It's easier to pick out which one is new. Register of the Roselle. I'm not really sure. Okay, so this looks like, wow, this looks terrible. A ledger of the Roselle's work, right? So they've met their quota, whatever. It looks like 2 days in a row, and then failed. And so they gave somebody 3 lashings as a warning. And then failed to even come close to meeting quota, given 5 lashes, and then the day after failed to meet quota for a 3rd day, given 10 lashes of imprisonment, rations and water reduced by 1/3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's pretty obvious how horrible they are to the Roselle. And then, wow, I didn't even see the second part here. Failed to meet quota 10 days in a row, poor physical condition, fever, shows no sign of breaking, suspending rations. So they've literally worked this person to death, and then when they got sick, they basically looked at it as a not worthwhile investment to keep giving that person food, and so they've died. Then whatever the following day, and they replaced with a 9-year-old boy who didn't meet the quota, and they're starting it all the cycle all over. So just horrible. The system of match, which again makes the decision to hand over the Roselle to Hyzant even worse. Magic is a vast subject that this is a system of magic. Magic is a vast subject that requires advanced skills to master. To cast a spell, one must thoroughly understand the theories behind it and use the appropriate techniques with absolute precision. Magic is by no means an almighty and miraculous force. There are various restrictions on its use, and becoming a mage is a lifelong journey of learning and training, far greater than that required by a craftsman or a soldier. But magic opens up a realm of endless possibilities. Even now, knowing its limits is far beyond our capabilities. The research and efforts of us mages, however, unlock new possibilities and enable us to help even more of those in need. To those who wish to learn the arcane arts, I say this: a true mage is someone who wishes to learn the good that magic can do in the world. Alright, fair. And then I have, I think the Hawk of Wolford is new. There are no detailed records remaining regarding the ancestors of Glenbrook's famed House Wolfort. According to legend, a single hawk led a traveling warrior to a mountainous area northeast of the kingdom where the small tribes of Falks and Teleor resided. The warrior, a distant ancestor of Wolford, then began to unite the tribes as a house under his leadership. As a result, he was able to maintain his clan's independence despite being in the middle of the three nations. His small but elite forces famed throughout the land. Simon, lord of the clan during the Salt Iron War, held great influence on the battlefield and helped King Regna lead the war to its end. At the end of the war, he made a pact with the king, and his house became sword and shield of the crown. The clan was split into three: Wolfort, Teleor, and Falks. Each was given their own domain to govern. Despite Simon being his vassal, King Regna holds House Wolfort in special regard and treats the lord with heartfelt respect as both a friend and fellow warrior. The hawk upon the Wolfort coat of arms represents the house's pride and fearlessness and pays tribute to the hawk that led their ancestor to Wolfort. Okay, very cool. Salt Iron War Part 3. Oh my god, this is very long. Salt Iron War claimed the lives of many and left entire cities in ruin. After seeing its destruction, King Regna of Glenbrook contacted Lord Simon of Wolfort in secret. He wished to find a path toward peace. Acutely aware of the pointlessness of the war, Simon agreed to meet, and the two began working together to bring an end to the bloodshed. Glenbrook and Wolfort declared that they would no longer support Ezfrost and Hyzant. They demanded an immediate end to the war and for all nations to discuss the reconstruction of Norzelia in a peace conference. Knowing that Glenbrook and Wolfort were prepared to fight if they refused, the destitute nations of Ezfrost and Hyzant agreed. Thus the Salt Iron War was brought to an end. At the conference, all parties agreed that the nation's borders would remain intact and made a pact of non-aggression. Furthermore, each nation was forbidden from arbitrarily limiting the distribution of salt and iron, and the Norzelia Consortium was established to mutually control the trade of those materials. House Wolfort also became an influential house within the kingdom of Glenbrook. The war gave way to a new framework within Norzelia, one that included the Consortium and Glenbrook's three high houses. But discussions over their merits and shortcomings must wait for another time. Alright, that looks like that might be it. Yeah, I think I've read the rest of this stuff. So, let's talk a little bit about, and I think I did, I promoted one more character. I think it was Eredor. I upgraded him. So, I can't remember now. Did that unlock physical counter and omni? Yeah, I think it unlocked these two. Yeah, because I had Ram full before. So we get the physical counter, which always counterattack upon taking physical damage from an adjacent enemy, and then on the attack. I'm honestly not that impressed with this skill. I don't think it goes well with his kit. He's supposed to be taking hits, and I mean, raise your strength but lower your physical defense for 3 turns. That's just, it doesn't seem like it's gonna jive well with what we're trying to do with him, right? Like, I really just want to hold aggro and provoke as many enemies as I can, like every turn with him. And I don't want to be taking extra damage, and I don't really care about his damage, right? feel like if you're going to tank, you should tank and not worry so much about dealing the damage. You know, that should be kind of left to others. So not wild about that. Desperate defense, though, we'll see. That remains to be seen. Rudolph, I think I upgraded him a while back. Elio is, well, he's an extra character, so he's not eligible for upgrades quite yet. It'll be a while. Let's see who else is done. So I have not upgraded Roland. I have not upgraded Gila. I did upgrade Cyrano a long time ago. Benedict's been upgraded for a little while. And I did upgrade Frederica finally. So that gave her Fire Eater and Pillars of Fire. I actually haven't used either of those yet, so we'll see if those are any good. And then I think, yeah, I upgraded... Okay, so I must have upgraded Eridor before the last battle, and in between the battles here, I've upgraded Anna and Frederica. So that gave her the Remain and Recover, which honestly, this seems like it might be good, right? You could just... The great thing with Anna, too, is, so, like, let's just say that you get really, really low on health. As long as you've got enough TP, you could use Take Cover, and then just sit there, right, and regenerate your health basically over a few turns or something, right? And you could keep using Take Cover, because by the time Take Cover wears off, you've got 2 TP to use again to reuse it. So, you know, again, you could kind of use her to sneak into the enemy lines, maybe take out somebody, or at least, you know, mess with them with Throw Poison, although now she's got Slumber Stab too. But, you know, if things don't go well, or if you can't finish the job, or she gets low, you know, just make sure that you save enough TP for a Take Cover, and then you can just, you know, heal her. And you don't have to, like, rush one of your healers over to her to try to help her out. So, very, very survivable. You know, she's insanely fast. Speed to 31 there. But yeah, Slumber Stab is going to be interesting. So she's finally got a way to do some kind of, you know, CC or kind of take an enemy out potentially with that and put him to sleep. So Anna just, you know, just getting better. Let's see here. Is that her last ability? It looks like that might be her last ability, and she might not get anything else. Oh, hang on. Nope, I lied. Because I wasn't, I hadn't clicked on Master Assassin. Oh. Okay, where were we? Hewitt. Upgraded her a while back. I did get Focus. I haven't been impressed with this so far. Raise your accuracy and luck and gain the use of one more command. However, you cannot, or you can only move once. The problem with this is it takes a TP to use this, and so I don't know. You know, the luck stat, sure. You know, every once in a while you can get a crit out of that, but I don't know. I suppose this would be useful for, like, if you really need to land a CC or something, right? So you hit Focus to raise your accuracy. You know, I don't think it's usually a good idea to count on getting a crit out of the luck stat, but again, it's really to make sure that I think that you can, you know, land a solid CC. So Eridor, I already kind of talked about him. God, he's amazing. Yeah, and we're done. All right, so let's talk weapon upgrades and who I've upgraded. So I did upgrade a couple of weapons here. Cyrano has been upgraded for a long time. Benedict, same deal. Frederica's been upgraded as well for quite a while. Gila, did I recently upgrade her? No, I feel like I upgraded her a while ago. Yeah, I upgraded her a while ago. Same with Anna. Hewitt. I did upgrade hers, but as you can see here, I don't actually have enough materials to upgrade anything, which is a bit of a shame, because I really want to either... I'm not sure which one I'm going to do here. Duration of Blinding Arrow or Shadow Stitching. Probably Shadow Stitching, honestly. I do love Blind, but being able to completely immobilize like a melee unit for 3 turns in a row is kind of nuts. So we'll see about that. But I did upgrade hers. I did finally upgrade Eridor's weapon as well. I haven't upgraded anything beyond that. I guess I probably could now, and I do have quite a bit of items here to potentially do that. So I could increase his physical damage dealt, increase the damage dealt by follow-up attacks. That's probably the better idea. Or I can increase my magic. I mean, this guy is such an amazing tank. Look at this. Physical defense by 2, magic defense by 2. Yeah, this is a tough one. Something tells me I should probably just raise his magic defense because that's kind of his. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. This is kind of his weakness. Is actually magic damage. And then we'll see here about a next upgrade. I mean, this is really just going to be, you know, damage increase, and that's not really Eridor's thing. I'm not really worried about the damage that he's putting out. Rudolph's been upgraded for a while. I did finally upgrade Yulio's weapon, and I did get the TP reduction for Moment of Truth. I think that this is amazing. That's been nuts, and it's really good for just leveling. Like, I just did the last mental mock battle there. And really I just had him sit behind somebody that's using 2 TP each turn and just continually give them 1 TP every single turn, and it works out really, really well. So very, very easy to start, you know, to keep leveling him. And then there was a lot of, like, before this point, there was a lot of turns where he would just have to sit around and wait because, you know, his TP use is a little too high. But now that this is on, and he makes an amazing buffer. So he gives somebody 1 TP and increases their damage and physical, or increases their physical and magic damage. So he's just amazing now. Here's Hasabara. I did actually upgrade her as well because I just had an extra oak. There was nobody else to use it on. I did go with the. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a weapon. I don't have the weapon damage. I didn't upgrade any of this stuff. I honestly don't. I don't really like her. Just in general, I don't really like her. I don't think she's that great. Her biggest issue to me is that she can't heal herself with Be Brave, which is kind of what I feel like you kind of want to use for her because her damage isn't that good, and you know, so I don't know. It just seems like if you're gonna use her, she's better to be used as kind of a healer, but. HP recovery for 2 could be interesting, so it grants you and your partner a little HP when you perform a follow-up, but then that requires you to set that up too, so I don't know, she's maybe just a little bit harder to use, but not impressed with her so far. I did upgrade Narv's weapon just because I had an extra crystal. I don't like Narv. I think he's not good. He requires somebody like a Yulio to keep him kind of going, you know, because again, same deal. He just his abilities are too expensive, and you know, it won't take you long, and then he'll run out of TP, and you'll have to sit around for an extra turn. So, not a big fan. I did upgrade Azana's here as well, and then I did give her the TP cost reduction of Rite of Rain. Really, mostly just because that's going to mean that for leveling purposes, you can just use Rite of Rain, you know, every turn, right? Because it reduces it down to 1, and she'll just regenerate that 1 TP by herself. So that is her. I did upgrade Lionel's as well, and then I did pick up the increase the success rate of Ruffle Feathers. I actually really like that ability. He's really great, especially for taunting like mages and healers. The range on Ruffle Feathers is really good, and I mean he doesn't have the defense to really stand up against like melee characters, so you don't really want to be, or archers, so you don't really want to be taunting them. But you know, if worse comes to worse, you can do that, and yeah, I would just rather be able to, you know, count on that actually working. So that is him. Roland, I still have yet to upgrade his weapon. Still haven't really been wild about Roland, to be completely honest. Same with Medina. I think she's garbage. Ian's. I only had 1 indestructible stone, and I had, you know, 3 tanks to use this on. I honestly think that Ian's will probably be the last character that I upgrade, because I just don't think that, I mean, his weapon would be good, and if I remember, like, this is the, what is this, TP cost reduction on, it was either the trap or the, doesn't seem like the net would be, I can't remember what these are, but, and that is good. So if you're using him a lot, that's probably not a bad idea, but the other option for the Indestructible Stone here is going to be Flanagan. And Flanagan, this ability right here is the TP cost reduction on his aerial assault, and that skill is great. Flanagan with that skill is able to kind of get around the battlefield really quickly. So if you need him, you know, to get around fast, you can use that. The problem is that right now it does cost 2 TP, and I just think that once he actually does, or once I do upgrade him, that's going to be great, and he can kind of just, you know, sustain, and I mean, could use that every single turn. And then on top of that, it's an AoE as well, right? So once he lands somewhere, it hits everything around him. So it is a very, very good skill. And then Piccoletta here, I still haven't upgraded hers either. I didn't have any silver to spare. So that's it. That's where we're at right now. Also, I think maybe I think I actually mentioned this stuff before, but these are the new upgraded accessories. I'm gonna buy the defense. I mean, I'm not gonna equip that quite yet, and then I'm gonna buy a strength as well. Whoops, I actually didn't want to upgrade that yet either. I'm gonna probably do that here in a minute off camera. The magic one is tempting to buy, but I don't think I'm gonna do that yet. Let's buy these two, and then let's take a look at upgrades again. I feel like there might have been somebody that I needed that for. Raging Beast effect up. That's tempting, but I really think that Yulio's version of this is kind of better. And I use Bulwark mostly with Benedict. Nope, can't upgrade. All right, so yeah, now I've got enough. I feel like actually, yeah, I needed that quality fiber to upgrade this up. So I'm gonna upgrade Shadow Stitching Arrow. Again, I think locking down melee units for even longer is going to be pretty nice. I'll definitely be getting her accuracy next. Critical rate against enemies with 50%. That's really good too. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, this is tempting too. Speed. That'll be his next upgrade. I don't care about Hasabara. I don't care about Narv. Don't really care about her. Alright, let's get this next upgrade on our tank. Let's go with the physical defense boost. Just make this tank even tankier. Alright, so that is going to be it. And you know what? I didn't think that was going to take as long as it did, but when I go talking about these upgrades like this, it always takes me longer than I think it's going to. So I'm going to end this one here, and we will do, I promise, we will do the next storyline battle in the next video. So, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.